Hello, Captains, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, USS Endeavor, and we are looking at the Siegfried today, which is the sister ship to the Ägir, the new campaign reward ship coming up that's going to drop starting this Monday, May 15th, 2023. Now, I wanted to showcase the Siegfried because it's the closest comparison that we have to the new campaign reward ship, and I wanted to give you my thoughts. Not that anybody asked me, but I love cruisers. They're probably my favorite thing in the game. Here in the background, if you want to just kind of take a look at the commander that I'm using, you can kind of look at it, but I'm just going to talk over it. I enjoy cruisers. It's probably the play style that I enjoy the most. I can play all of the ship styles, from battleships to destroyers, even carriers. I know how to play them all. I probably have my most fun in cruisers. However, Siegfried is a special type of cruiser, and if you've been living under a rock for the last couple years, the Siegfried was a campaign reward ship that came out February of 2021. So it's been over 2 years that the Siegfried has been in the game. And the one thing that is interesting about it is that it's classified as a heavy cruiser. And the reason why is because it actually has battleship caliber guns, as you can see right here. It has 15-inch shells, only 6 of them. The reload on them, with the inspirations that we have, we've been able to drop it below 20 seconds, but that is still painfully long if you're in a cruiser, especially one that's you're used to the longest reload being hovering somewhere between 14 and 15 seconds on a high end, and where you can shoot them like the mines down to like the 5-second range. Anything that's above that is just really, really slow. So the Siegfried, like the Ägir, is going to play more like a battleship, but with some cruiser-like qualities. Your maneuverability and your concealment is going to be a little bit more towards the battleship end. The guns on the Siegfried is a very long reload. The survivability, it has a really nice health pool because of that. But it also comes equipped with some things that are more like a cruiser, like torpedoes and sonar, a long range and a long duration sonar, in fact. However, the armor is a lot like a cruiser. And with the Siegfried, which is at a tier 7, the Ägir is going to be dropping at tier 8. This is probably the biggest fallacy for the Siegfried. Its bow. It's a 26 millimeter bow. And as you can see with me taking away that front section, you also have a green 25 millimeter section that if you can punch through the bow, you can punch through that and you can get to the citadel. And that's why the Siegfried is so difficult to play for a lot of people. You can't bow tank 15-inch shells and above, which is primarily what you're going to face at this tier. And the Ägir, if I had to guess, is probably going to have a 27 millimeter bow. That's what it is on PC. And I'm guessing that's what they're going to make it. But even at 27 millimeters, which you can bounce 15-inch shells, at tier 8, you're not going to face many ships that have that. Some do, but the vast majority of them are going to still be able to punch through your bow. So the similarities is going to be very, very close to the same. Now, the purpose of this video is kind of to show 2 things. One, how the Siegfried plays, the kind of role that I feel that this ship needs to take, or what it excels at, what it's not very good at. You'll get to I'll make some commentary on the gameplay itself. We're on Islands of Ice and we spawn on the far left side. This type of ship, which the Ägir is going to play very, very similar. The guns are different. It's the exact same hull. There's going to be a couple of minor differences in the armor. The health pool is probably going to be a little bit higher or close to the Siegfried. It's going to have the same torpedoes. It's going to have the same hydro. A lot of the things are going to be very, very similar. Now, I don't have the ship yet, obviously. I'm not a community contributor, so I don't get the ship early. So you're going to have to look at other channels in order to get a more in-depth look at the Ägir when it comes out. But I can say that it's going to play very similar to this. So it's a support cruiser that plays like a battleship, and you have some tools that make you effective up close. However, because of your bow armor and your stern armor, it's going to be really hard to bow tank. It's like a battleship that you can't bow tank in. The guns are okay, but the reload on it makes it to where you can get out DPM'd rather quickly. I had a match earlier today where I was in this, and I went up against a mines, and he was flat broadside to me, and I was shooting right at the water line where he was at, and I was getting over pins. I was getting some penetrations. I didn't get any citadels against him, and he burned me down, and there was nothing I could do. I was bow into him. He was broadside to me. He was getting all sorts of hits against me, and I couldn't take him out. It's just, that's kind of, you can't be super aggressive in this. Now, the reason why we're pushing up to here is for a couple of reasons. One, I want to get behind this island that's right in front of me that's in the cap, because wouldn't you know it, the only destroyer that's in the game happens to venture out over here to Alpha. And the Riga that's out there, if you noticed earlier, he was in a division with an Akazuki, which is the destroyer, the only destroyer in the match, and they decided to come over here. So for this particular match itself, with no destroyer being spawned on this side, I'm kind of taking the chance that I'm going to get the support from my teammates, which you need. In this type of ship, you need support. You don't have the DPM to take out practically anything, much less a destroyer. And once we get into the cap, we pop our hydro, and boom, there's the Akazuki. He's within our hydro range, and that's where this ship really excels. Now, if I keep pushing out here, he's just going to torpedo me, and I'm done. I'm using the island to my right to block any incoming battleship shells. So I'm kind of being the spotter. I'm contesting the cap. He did capture it, but I don't want him to generate any points from it. And if we can focus, have our team be able to focus this thing and take it out, then great. But there's not a whole lot I can do against the destroyer one-on-one. He's got a lot of support. I've got a lot of support. It's just, when do I push out? And I'm waiting for the Alabama to kind of clear the island, because he can absolutely wreck my day. There is a Flandre out there that I'm not excited to face either. But once these ships kind of, when I notice that they're all kind of behind the islands, like I said, I've got a bunch of support back here. So I just have to push up, spot the ship, which he is right there, and then pray that my teammates will help me. And so I'm kind of making a risky play. I'm an aggressive player. The Siegfried, the play style that it is not one that I really enjoy, where you're going to be able to do well in. You have to be patient in this thing. You have to kind of play it at range. And your hydro and your torpedoes that you have are more of a defensive thing. With the help of our teammates, we're able to take out the destroyer. And since I've already pushed out here, I'm kind of committed to continue this push up against this island that's now in front of me. I want to be able to still contest the cap. The Riga doesn't have torpedoes, so I'm not worried about him. Neither does the Flandre. I am worried about this battleship that's off the left, kind of off the screen, which is the Alabama. He can absolutely wreck our day. We throw our torpedoes off the right-hand side against the Flandre. We make him widespread, because I'm not quite sure if he's going to turn in, out, whatever, but I want him out there. Here's the Flandre's flat broadside. I've got 15-inch shells. The Flandre also has 15-inch shells, but my bow is weak against his main guns. As you can see, he just punched right through my bow. That's what you're pretty much going to face. Unless they're shooting 15 inches in the against your bow in the Ägir with 27 millimeters of armor, which I'm guessing, but I think that's a pretty good highly educated guess that that's what the bow armor is going to be. You're not going to be able to really bounce a whole lot. You're going to get overmatched a whole bunch. Now, your side armor is very strong. It's some of the best armor that you can find on the side, but the ships have to hit your side. So you almost kind of have to open up your angle a little bit, enough to where you look juicy enough to hit in the side, and then angle as the shells come in to try and bounce that. But the bow is really long on the Siegfried, just as the Ägir will be. And I think that captains who understand this game are going to abuse that, and they're going to take advantage of that. We're getting a lot of support from our teammates. I think we've positioned correctly for the most part. Yes, I was taking a little bit of a chance against that Flandre. It did pay off. The Riga's getting good penetrations and knocking out our turrets, which might be an issue against the Ägir as well. Now, the one key difference between the Ägir and the Siegfried is that the Siegfried has 15-inch shells that have a really long reload duration. I think base they're over 20 seconds, like 25, 26 seconds. We were able, with our inspirations and commander, to reduce it to just below 20. Along with the mod selections in the 4th slot. But that's a lot of inspirations just to try and give yourself more DPM. The Ägir has 14-inch shells. So the reload should be faster, but the caliber of the guns are going to be less, meaning that the punchiness of those guns may not necessarily be there. Now, I could be completely wrong, and the guns could be absolutely fantastic. And if that's the case, then I'm going to love that, because you're going to have a higher DPM. One of the other things to take note is that your HE penetration for the Germans is better. You get a quarter HE pen for as opposed to the standard 1/6. What that means is that your HE shells are able to penetrate thicker surfaces of armor, and you're able to get more raw damage, along with the chance of setting fires. The only downside is that most of the Germans have a low HE alpha strike, meaning that the damage that each shell individually does is typically lower on average. So just because you're able to penetrate more doesn't necessarily mean you should be a quote-unquote HE spammer for the entire match. I wouldn't advise that. The AP characteristics of German ships are actually really, really good. The Siegfried is really good with its AP when you're able to hit your targets, and they mainly have to be flat broadside in order for you to take care of them. It can Citadel battleships. Other cruisers, it tends to overpen them, which is why I'm hoping that the Ägir doesn't necessarily have that much of a problem. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the Siegfried has 6 barrels in 3 turrets, 4 in the front, 2 in the back, 6 total, but the Ägir has 9. So you got 6 in the front and 3 in the back. So it's triple turrets for the Ägir, it's double turrets for the Siegfried. It's just a different caliber difference here. So same torpedoes, I believe, and the same sonar. The sonar is really good. But overall, it's just not the play style that I really, really enjoy. I do enjoy being able to move my ship and be kind of like the target that everything shoots at. And although the Siegfried can take hits because it has a nice health pool, it's just that the bow, it's not as maneuverable as I would like it to be, and the bow can be abused rather easily. So that's kind of my thoughts on the Ägir and the Siegfried. It's not a ship that I typically take out. In fact, I've had this ship for, oh my gosh, I got it when it first came out, but I don't take it out nearly that often. I think I have less than 200k Elite XP in the ship, and it's been out for 2 years. So it's just not the kind of the boat that I typically enjoy going out and playing in here. This is kind of funny. The Richelieu ends up it was on cooldown, got 1 fire, and then we set a double fire, getting 3, and that Richelieu did not like that at all, and ends up blind firing all the way towards me, knowing he was dying, we end up taking him out, and his shells aren't even close, but I thought it was kind of funny. There they go. So, he wasn't happy that I got a double fire there at the end. So, anyway. Moving on. I mean, this game, it's going to be a win. We played rather aggressive at the beginning because nobody else was going to push into the cap. We had the utility to do that, but I needed to use island cover to reduce any incoming damage. There's the New Jersey, and I think this is the shot where we actually get a citadel. I can't remember. Maybe it's not. No, it's not, but it's the next salvo. But you can citadel battleships. They got to be flat broadside, but these shells do penetrate even at long ranges. So heavily armored ships, for the Siegfried specifically, it can do really, really well. But the Ägir, I have no idea. I'm not going to buy it day one. I know a lot of people are like really excited for these campaign ships. For the biggest bang for your buck, if you are going to invest in the campaign, then just get the Admiralty backing at 2,500 doubloons. It's probably, it is the best use of your hard-earned money. I'm never going to advise you to buy a ship, not buy a ship. It's your own money. You do whatever you want with it. I'm just going to let you know that I'm not going to do that. I don't mind the grind. I don't mind playing it. Once I get it, I will absolutely do a review on it and kind of give you my thoughts. And there's the citadel that I was telling you about. So it can penetrate, especially flat broadside targets like the New Jersey right there. So, but overall, I'm not going to buy out the campaign. I know a bunch of people are. I would highly suggest you kind of look at the community contributors that have the ship day one to be able to review it. Give it a couple days, wait and see what it's like. Don't get buyer's remorse and whale it and then just get upset because it's like, this isn't the ship that I thought it would be. If you have the Siegfried, then it plays very similar. The only difference is that you're probably going to have a faster reload on smaller caliber guns. But everything else is going to play pretty close to the same. And you're going to be going up against much tougher ships that have bigger guns that have the ability to really hurt you. So, anyway, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. You tell me what you think. And also, I'm just going to kind of switch gears here in the final minutes. If you're watching this today, which is going to drop on Friday the 12th, we are going to be doing a stream later this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I have two codes to give away, Firepower Deluxe Edition versions that are going to give away 4 premium ships, 30 days of premium time, some credits, and some doubloons. If you're new to the game, it is a great kit to start. Look at my community page. After this video, just click on the community tab on my page and read what I have written down. Comment in the comments section your gamer tag and your platform, and tune in. You have to be present at the stream in order to qualify and in order to be for me to give you the code on the giveaway. So I hope to see you there tonight. Again, it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is on Twitch, but all you have to do is follow the link and just wait until I do the giveaway, and hopefully you'll win. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Check out that community tab for the giveaway. Be a part of the stream later this evening. And I will catch all of you a little bit later. I can't wait. We're actually a couple subscribers away from 100, which is insane. So thank you so much for all your support. I couldn't do it without you. So this is the USS Endeavor signing off.